Chapter 30. The Diary. I did not have the will nor the energy left to go back to my cabin. I went to my room, our room, mine and Kyra's, hoping to rest in the solace of her finite presence by the things that belonged to her. I rummaged purposelessly through her things, books, clothes, cosmetics, wardrobe. I had done it many times in this last 1 month. As luck would have it, while handling the articles, something fell on the floor, something like a notebook. It looked familiar. I picked it up. It was Kyra's diary. Fresh tears filled my eyes as I opened it. I started reading. This was the self-same diary that we had read pieces from when I returned from Gujarat. I slept that night remembering those beautiful moments, the diary inverted on my chest and tears never leaving the eyes till I did. Mercifully, it was weekend the next day. I was in no hurry to finish the diary. I savored every word, every expression, every sentence, and every page as I went on. Those 2 days were the fastest to go by in the last more than a month. I resumed my hospital work and reserved the rest of my waking moments to go on with the reading. I realized the regularity with which Kyra wrote decreased after I came back from Gujarat. It became mostly a sort of chronicle to keep track of important events of our lives and dating them. I was dreading its completion. I would begin rereading it, I decided. But something happened that dealt a hard blow on me. The diary ended abruptly. Its last chunk of pages was torn off. I sat stupefied, the diary in my hand. Why did Kyra have to tear the pages off? What was in there that she wanted removed? And from whom? Me? What did she want to hide from me? I was in the worst psychological turmoil now. My critical mind started functioning beyond my control. Many doubts surfaced unwillingly. Kyra never went out anywhere without informing me. Why did she do so on that fateful day? She never liked nor enjoyed driving. She always preferred to be chauffeur driven. Why then the driver wasn't summoned nor informed even that day? Where was she bound? Vidisha Highway? What urgent work had made her drive unescorted to Bhopal? Was there some meeting or urgent appointment? If yes, then with whom and for what? She never travelled without wearing the seat belt. We had tiffs many times when she had reminded me to do so. Then what was the big hurry that she did not wear the seat belt then? The monster of doubt was creeping deeper. The frequent visits to Raipur. I hadn't got any valid reason for that. Was it someone she was in touch with? Reading the diary in detail for the past few weeks had refreshed all the sadness, emotional void and tumult that she had gone through in the times before and after wedding. Was there someone that she had turned to for solace? I remember she was disturbed when I had strictly prohibited her from any further excursions to Raipur. Was it that as an alternative that person was to meet her at Bhopal? She had flatly turned down the holiday that I had suggested not very long ago. As far as my understanding of Kyra went, she should have jumped at the idea in delight. Then why did she not? Kyra hated to be without me. Now she herself was suggesting that. Why? How? Had she started avoiding me? Had I lost her much before actually losing her? Had I failed in my love? Had I failed my Kyra? Conflicting thoughts stormed in my head. I couldn't blame her if that was the case. I had been busy. But she knew me. I thought she understood. My being a workaholic was one thing she always appreciated. Then how? Maybe she thought it was going over the board lately. Maybe it was going over the board. It was a hell, even more difficult to endure than Kyra's very absence. I needed answers. I needed answers fast or I would go crazy. A strong part in me told me those last torn pages of the diary held the key. What if she had destroyed them?